On day one, we're already off to a pretty terrible start. You see, we spawned here, which is just off the coast of India, but a continent away from where we needed to be over in Europe. Me in particular, I wanted to be in Egypt, and I know that's not particularly in Europe, but that's besides the point. It's nearby, let's just consider it. Anyway, not to be defeated, I made a boat and made for Egypt. And to be totally honest, I was expecting some beautiful metropolis around the river, you know, around the Nile. It'll be nice and green and luscious, lots of space to build. I was wrong. It was barren. It was pretty boring. I don't know what I expected. Egypt is like a desert. I'm a fucking idiot. Now, going into like day 10 or something like that, I don't know, it took a few days to get like halfway across the world, but I finally boated to Egypt. Bruh. Well, anyway, here's Egypt. And now I finally made it to Egypt. I had just like two priorities I needed to work on. One, get this ship called a brig, which is from one of the mods on the server called Small Ships. And the next one was to make just a small starter base, a shack or something like that. I don't know. So for some terrible idea, I decided to work on getting the brig first. Now, the brig was literally just a huge ship that you could get that went a whole lot faster than a vanilla boat, which would probably make getting around the entire Earth a whole lot easier for me. But you could also attach cannons, which is what I was more interested in. So after killing some slimes in Greece, and then killing some more spiders in France, I was finally able to make my first brig. With that done, I can finally make my starter house as well. And yeah, it wasn't pretty by any means. Now, by day 20, most people have thrown out their old iron armor and replaced it with some new modded knight's armor. Apart from me, I was still stuck in iron armor, so that had to change. However, on the server, each different nation had their own armor that they wore, which could become quite an issue. However, I found one armor that I liked that no other nation was using, and this was the ceremonial armor. This armor was quite hard to make, however, in my current situation. It required a lot of steel plates, a lot of iron, a lot of steel ingots, and feathers. Now, feathers could become an issue due to the fact I literally live in a barren desert. There will be no chickens around, not to mention I then need red wool to dye this feather. Where am I going to get sheep in Egypt? But luckily, I was only over an ocean from Europe, and luckily, I met a pretty good ally. They called themselves the Kingdom of Midland, and they had started a nation on the coast of France and were already pretty wealthy from mining in the most resource-rich country on the server in South Africa to just having a great position for animal spawns and just generally food in general that I didn't have in Egypt. So this made them a pretty good ally, to say, at the least. And luckily, I was able to get off on a pretty good foot with this nation, and was able to start a sort of mutual alliance of sorts. It wasn't officially an alliance just yet, but we can call it that. But after finally obtaining enough feathers and enough red wool, I ran into another issue. I didn't have enough iron to make the actual armor. It required so much steel, I would go broke in a matter of seconds. And therefore, I had to make a trip to the one place I never really wanted to go on the server, and that was to South Africa. The resource-rich country, but it also meant I now had to travel halfway across the world again. So eventually, after mining for a while, Finally, after about 2 hours of mining, the journey was worth it. I had become rich in that time and finally had the resources to make the ceremonial armor. Can we please get a round of applause for how goddamn long this took? This was the most painful thing to do. But after finally getting the ceremonial armor, after all that time, I now had one more issue. My house was dog shit. I need a new one. But guess what? That brought another issue. And you wanna know what that is? Well, let me explain. So, to build in the style I wanted to build in, you need a lot of sandstone. And you know, regularly, on a normal map, that would not be an issue. But on this map, guess what? There is none of. There's no goddamn sandstone. It's just sand and sand and sand and stone. So, for hours on end and many iron shovels, I ended up having to mine so much sand that this desert was destroyed practically to build one house. One house! How was I going to build an entire kingdom out of that? So, after, like, I don't even know how many iron shovels, I may as well have just been doing this. It's about, just imagine this. This is how many iron shovels went to waste. There was no point in using diamonds on, because they would have just broke too, and that's just a waste of diamonds. But anyway, after so many shovels broke, and not even half a house built, I finally came up with an idea. With the gold I got from the mining in South Africa, I employed some paid labour from some nearby nations. People came all around to help me mine sand. For 2 stacks of gold coins, I would get like 8 stacks of sand. Which again, wasn't enough, but it was a whole lot less painful than me doing it myself. Yeah. Welcome to Earth. But eventually, after getting enough sandstone and putting my master building skills to work, I finally began work on the house, and after a while of building, it was finally complete, and I now lived in not a shack. Let's just put it that way. Now, to save everyone's sanity, mine from editing this godforsaken video anymore, and yours from having to watch me repeat the same task over and over and over and over and over, because that's basically all it was from this point, we're going to skip to the day 100 celebration. And I won't tell you what that is, but I'll let the cinematic me get on that. As the sun began to set on the last day... Motherfuck! As the sun began to set on the last day before day 100, day 99, everyone on the server was preparing for the festival. The festival to celebrate how far we've come from the first day.
I have a Latin game we can do like that. So you
Give us a goddamn speech, man.
That is my speech. There's nothing to speech about.
Hollow, give us a toast.
No, don't let anyone but Hollow, bro.
Alex, sit the fuck down. Alex, sit the fuck down right
Alex,
now.
Sit the fuck down. Lads.
And Hollow,
Oh,
sit.
you're a
We've-
fucking menace.
Shush,
been
let him
one-
speak.
Lads. It's been one real life day, and we've made it to day 100. So we're gonna take that fucking arm off, you little shit.
I can do this trick. I can do this trick.
Let us.
We're all speedy.
Alex, what the fuck are you doing? Man.
Wait, we are right.
Thank you.
Alex, pick up some fucking bows.
Ooh.
Give us a speech. Give us a speech.
What the fuck is
About
Alex
what?
dying?
I have a gift later. I have
Alex,
a gift.
why is Alex dying?
Look, it's fucking
You're actually
cheating.
dumb as fuck. Fucking hollow. Bro.
How the fuck?
Alex, go on the table.
I've got a long stick.
Yeah, you gotta pick one. Ding, dong,
We gotta
ding.
pick one.
Ding.
Each.
Okay, the question is now.
I want this one.
Everybody come over back here.
I
Okay.
got mine.
Like stand like back here. Like back
Okay.
here.
Oh,
Oh,
I
okay.
think I
I'll
get
put
it.
mine back down. I'll put mine back down.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Okay,
Yo,
pick
Alex,
one
there's zombie
you
behind you.
like.
Zombie behind you. Zombie behind
Think
you.
about the one you like. And then
Yeah.
that's when I say you run.
Okay.
We run
Alright,
in what,
Alex?
Alex?
You're running.
Wait,
You're
run
running.
in and
you're
pick it
running,
up,
break
run and pick
and
it up.
Pick
Okay.
the one you like.
Okay.
I don't have a.
I got mine.
Allow me 2 seconds. Thank you.
I got.
And with day 100 finally over, that brings an end to this video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and keep tuned. There will be more videos for this SMP if you enjoyed. And yeah, see you next time.